What's up, YouTube? Back again, week number 3 of LUME's thoughts. This video is going to be the topic of social anxiety, and how to deal with that. Some things to help you improve your interactions with individuals, not only in the space of dating, but also just in the world of when it comes to jobs, business opportunities, things of that nature. And then I guess we can hone in on a few things and a few tips that you can use to your advantage. Some things that I have used in the past in order not really to I guess in my life, I haven't really used this to get over social anxiety. I have used this more of a way to kind of warm myself up or get myself back in the habit of speaking to more people. I remember back when I was in college, I stayed in a very small town, and it was kind of like abnormal to go talk to random people. So by being, I guess, surrounded by people that find it to be not normal to step outside the box and reach out to people, you kind of get in the habit of like, okay, well, I'm not gonna like reach out myself anymore. And I kind of lost part of my natural being, and my natural being is very expressive, very outgoing, and very willing to meet and introduce myself to new people. So let's get started here. Social anxiety, as you all know it, is pretty much when you are in social environments, you're not able to kind of conversate, or you freeze up when talking to the opposite sex or talking to girls. You don't have the ability to actually know what to say next, or a lot of people stumble across what to even say to a girl. I do think that goes back to deep root of how you were raised, and that partially could be because you were raised in an environment where you were sheltered, or either some people were raised in an environment where a lot of times not sheltered by their parents, but they just didn't have a lot of opportunities to speak, or they were in a small town atmosphere where like it just wasn't normal, like I said before, to reach out to people. So simply put, I'll give you a little story about what my pops kind of put me up on game throughout the years, and then how that assisted me. Okay, so back in the day, we used to we have a local hardware store here in the Midwest called Menards, right? So oftentimes my dad was in home improvement. Oftentimes we would go into the store, and like I just see my dad like not necessarily like flirting with the cashiers, but like he just always would be able to speak to them, and I just found that to be very impressive. And then also I noticed him like say what up to some of the workers working there, and then also like not only just in Menards, but like I can see myself, my dad going around like wherever we went, he knew somebody. And I just always found that to be very interesting, and also very like cool. Like, damn, like my dad knows somebody everywhere. Like, how can I get to that level of comfortability where kind of like everybody knows my name in a sense, like to be the popular guy, right? So one time we went to Menards, like my dad just had spoke to this girl and had just kept speaking to like random people throughout the store. And I just asked my dad, like, Dad, so like, do you know all these people? Like, how can, how are you able just to like talk to random people? And this is what he told me, and I think this is a big lesson here. He told me like, no matter what, and this was a girl, he's like, no matter what she looks like, you always speak to, you just speak, because you never know what that person can offer you. And I started thinking on that, like, damn, like, sometimes in life we look at somebody like, oh, they're not my type, or they're not physically appealing to me, so I'm going to choose just to ignore them and not speak to them. But mind you, that same person that you ignoring, they might be a business opportunity for you, or later down the line, they might have yet to glow up, and later down the line they can glow up and then be the girl of your dreams or something like that. So I think that's one thing that that's one lesson you should take from this video is like, no matter what, speak to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, at least, unless they show you otherwise, deserve that type of respect as a human being just to be spoken to. All right? Now, people might say, okay, well, I'm dealing with social anxiety. How do I learn to speak to people, right? So this is one of the things that, like I said, I used this when I was in college. This has helped me in so many situations. And mind you, it does take a little bit of work to get to like this stage where like it just becomes natural. But trust me, if you do this, no matter if it's a woman that you find to be attractive, no matter if it's just a boss that you find to be intimidating, anything of that nature, you will be able to speak to people in all situations. All right, so here it goes. A lot of people, they go through their daily routine, right? That might be you wake up in the morning, you go to work. After you work, you go to the gym. After you go to the gym, you might stop by the store and you go home, right? So in your life, you know what I'm saying, throughout the day, you might pass through people or pass by people you work with, and you know what I'm saying, you pass the cashiers, or you know what I'm saying, you see people at the gym, but you never like take a second to actually introduce yourself to anyone properly because you're in this routine, right? But then when you get in situations like you're out at the bar on the weekends, that's when you kind of like want to jump in the game. So like, it's very hard to be good at something or do something if you never practice, right? So they say you do something 10,000 times to become a professional at it, or just to become efficient at it, right? So if that's the case, how come guys, they, you know, go out to bars on the weekend and they just try to talk to girls and they stumble over their words, or like they're actually scared to talk to women if they never practice? So this is my tip. I would like for everyone that's watching this video, and I do appreciate you all for watching, to practice these things when it comes to social anxiety. All right. First thing, if you do not, you know, have a schedule where you might go to the store, or you have the opportunity to speak to random people that aren't in your immediate, like, you know, people that you work with, things like that, I want you to challenge yourself. Okay, find a store like, not like a mall, but find like a Target, or find like your local grocery store, and I want you to challenge yourself to talk to 3 people, and I want you to have what is like a three I call it exchanges, 3 exchanges of communication. So with that, here's an example of that. So you walk into the store, you're in Target, you see the guy in electronics, you say, hey, excuse me, where are the headphones? Once they respond, yeah, they're in the aisle, and then you might do a second, basically you're gonna have to do like a three interactions. So the second interaction throughout that conversation might be okay, great. Also, hey, really fast, if you don't mind if I ask you a question, like, how long have you been working here? And they might respond, I've been working here 6 months. Third thing might be like, okay, great, that sounds pretty cool. You might follow up and be like, hey, so since you've been working here, like, how do you like it? Is it very challenging, or is there anything that frustrates you about the job? And based off of getting to that third layer of conversation, you are forcing yourself, and the reason why I say talk to anyone that works at a store is because you're forcing yourself the training of speaking to people when you're at the bar on the weekend, or in those tough situations where you don't know what to say, right? Now, I do understand that this is not something where it's not going to be the same pressure of like the cute girl at the mall, but just getting in the habit of, like, in a sense of like thinking about rebuttals, right? If somebody gives you a rebuttal like, yeah, I don't want to talk right now, you can't think of the words to say in a conversation. This gives you practice with coming up with like ideas and topics. The more interactions you have with people, the more kind of quick fire answers you can give off and keep the conversation flowing. So like I said, force yourself to take time, go out to your local stores, and speak to people, but go to the third interaction within that conversation, right? Third exchange of words back and forth. Question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Now, once you get that, you start practicing that, there's a follow-up that I want you to do as well. Now, if your daily schedule doesn't allow you to go out and meet people, like I said, you want to go to the store, but you can't do this like one time and be done with it, right? You have to start scheduling in, okay, 15 minutes is nothing of your day, right? So if you can say for 2 weeks straight, you'll go to random stores for 15 minutes, take 15 minutes out of your day to go to a random store, your conversation skills, your approach skills will increase drastically because you are practicing that muscle of talking to strangers, but also dealing with I guess the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs of a conversation, right? Now, this is the last thing I'm going to challenge you to do on top of going outside of your box or talking to random people and just dealing with the different interactions, right? The different communication styles, things of that nature. After you get in the habit of going out and meeting one new random person and having a conversation with that one new random person to the third level of communication, right? The third question, the third sequence, I want you to challenge yourself to start, once a week, talking to that one person that you do find to be attractive, or talking to that one person that you do find to be intimidating. And what that's going to do is, if you're not, think about this is practice during the week, and the game situation will be like the bar when the situation actually